Sourcing from China is a complete shit fight at the minute. Long lead times to get stock out of the country, difficulties with tariffs getting into other countries. There is a better way, and I think the better way is to source directly from Australia or sourcing domestically. So if you're going to sell things on Amazon here in Australia, sourcing from Australia is a bloody awesome way to go about doing that. So in this video, and for the next 6 videos as well, so depending on which video you watch, there's actually 7 videos in this series. I'm going to go through exactly how to source your products from Australia. I'm going to cover all the different sourcing strategies, whether that's sort of trade shows or industry associations, whatever it may be. I'm going to show you a deep dive so you will know exactly how you can source your products right here in Australia. Now, if this sort of content interests you, be sure to like this video and subscribe to my channel. As I said, this is one of 7 videos I'm doing all about sourcing in Australia. I'm going to go really deep into it, and I think if you are selling on Amazon here in Australia or considering doing that, you'll get a ton out of it. So to make sure you don't miss one of these videos, be sure to like this video and subscribe to my channel. All right, so with that little preamble, let's get into it. So I'm going to start with, I'm going to go from kind of easy through to more difficult. Okay, that's kind of what I'm thinking. And what you should know beforehand is this. Sourcing from China remains the cheapest per unit cost to source from. Okay, pretty much anywhere in the world, that is true. Per unit cost, so the cost for the thing per unit, is actually cheapest in China without a doubt. However, right now, at this specific juncture in time, the shipping out of China into Australia, into the USA, into the UK, no matter where it is a freaking nightmare. So there is a huge backlog of shipping thanks to COVID, and so shipping costs to get your shit out of China into your destination country where you're going to sell it to is expensive. So it now makes a ludicrous amount of financial sense, as well as you will feel great doing this, to source from the domestically, whether that is here in Australia to sell in Australia or in the USA to sell in the USA. Doesn't matter where it is, domestic sourcing, because of the shipping issue, actually makes a lot of sense. Okay, so I'm going to cover lots and lots of different ways to find suppliers. I'm not going to cover how to come up with your product idea. That's all covered in the AOE training program, and I go into huge amounts of depth all about how you go about doing that. This is stage 2. So you've found your thing that you want to sell. You know what that is. Now you've got to go and find a factory to make it for you in the way that you want it made, so that you can sell it to some punters on Amazon. All right, so that's what we're going to cover, and you should know this is going to work in tandem with the AOE training, which is module number 2. So whilst I will not reference anything in module 2 yet, I will do later on, just know that module 2 actually already covers how to go about sourcing in Australia. So it's already in there, but I'm going to go much deeper, give you some extra ways of thinking about it, and I'm also going to give you some different resources as well. Okay, right, with that being said, let us begin. So first up, hello Abby, how are you, mate? And Nisha, g'day. First up, we're going to talk about trade shows. So this remains, I believe, the single best way to source products at all. Single best way is to go to a trade show and meet with people at that trade show, because at that trade show you'll be able to look at the thing, inspect the thing that you're looking at sourcing. You'll be able to meet people who are very, very high up in the corporate structure of that given factory. Oftentimes you'll meet the owner or the CEO, for instance, and it's a great way of establishing yourself, making some good contacts, finding out what's new, what's happening. And also, while you're there, you can kind of say, listen, I really like this thing, but can we change this thing here? Can we change the color of it? Can we change the material of it? And you'll be able to do all that great questions that will enable you to have a very unique product to sell on Amazon. Okay, really, really cool. So how do you get yourself off to a trade show? How do you find trade shows to go to? So everyone knows about Canton Fair, biggest trade show in the world. Canton Fair, amazing, but right now, of course, not really feasible. Certainly not feasible because of the shipping out of China. Much, much better to get yourself off to a trade show in Australia and then source from there. So here's how to do that. The first thing to recognize when you're searching for a trade show is not to search for the product that you're wanting to sell. So let's suppose you're wanting to sell a dog leash. Okay, let's have actually a leather dog leash. That's the thing that you're wanting to sell. So you've already picked that as your product. You know what that is. Okay, you should not search for that at a trade show. Instead, you look for the main constituent part or the industry that it's in. So this would be either it's a pet product or it's a leather product. Okay, so it's a meta level of thinking about the category that thing is in, because factories don't just produce one thing, they produce multiple different things. They will produce multiple different pet products or multiple different leather products, and they don't think of themselves as a leather dog leash specialist. Instead, they think of themselves as leather manufacturers or pet product manufacturers. Okay, that's the first biggest important thing that will help you go about searching for things, is that at this level. So you don't search for leather dog leash, you search for leather products, for instance. And Google is your friend. Leather product, trade shows, and then what I do is I put a plus there, which is a modifier. So what that means is Google's going to go look for that, and it has to have that. So it is that in Australia. That's what we're telling Google to go find for us, okay? Let's just hit return. And here we go. So the first website that comes up is the 10 Times website. I'm going to show you that in just a second. That's a big aggregator of trade shows around the world, not just in Australia. I'll show you that in just a second. But then we've got things like the Footwear and Leather Show Australia, for instance, okay? So that, if you were interested in footwear or you were interested in leather wear or leather related goods, you would go check that out. So let's just do that. So there's two ways to use these trade show websites. The first way is to go. And again, that is the best way. That is the best way. The investment in your time to go do that will pay hugely in your business, okay? But if you can't go, how else can you go without actually being there? And that is to go to the visitor section and who's exhibiting. Typically the trade show website will have that, and it will just be a big long list of everybody that's exhibiting at this trade show, okay? So what you would do, of course, we'd go looking for the people in our country, so Australia. That's the Bonatis group, and we go check out their website and see what they sell. Okay, that's how we would use that. So we'd be looking for people who are Australian based. Lots of people from Vietnam and India here. Holy cow, that's pretty interesting, don't you reckon? And kinetic minimal shields. So we'd look for those people. We'd go to their websites if they've got one and see what they sell. If they don't have one, we would get in touch with them and ask them for a product list. Okay, dead simple to do. here's something, a newsflash for you. You have got money. They want your money. That's how that works. You have got money. They want your money. Therefore, you are a VIP. They really want to talk to you, especially now. So that's one way of doing it. Again, best way is to go. Second best way is to look at who's exhibiting and go through the exhibitors in your chosen niche and look at their websites, see what they sell, see where they're located, see if they sell something like what you're looking for, and then get in touch with them. Call them, okay? So that's one way. The other way is to use this 10 times website. So this 10 times website, I have found this is a hugely good resource because I used to have a digital marketing agency. We used to do SEO for loads of different companies. You'd be amazed how terrible these factories are, these expos are at marketing themselves, okay? They're terrible at it. So that's where websites like this 10 times comes in, because oftentimes you can't even find the bloody trade show online. It's not there. And so these have got access to industry level to all sorts of different things. You can go look at what they've got going on, okay? So there's a hair festival going on, multifaceted, modern hairdressing values and more, Gold Coast Seniors Expo. Oh man, oh man, oh man. There is some crazy, crazy money to be made in that category right now. Insanity. Automotive Business Show, blah, blah, blah. You can go and check them all out for yourself, but you go to 10times.com. Then if you want to go even further, it's /Australia/trade show. Okay? Massive amount of things happening in Australia. Again, that is your best thing to do. I will tell you as well that right now in Australia, coming up, the Reed Gift Fair is on. Kathy Lloyd, who's based in Melbourne, is threatening to put on an event for the Aussie online entrepreneurs to go to the Reed Gift Fair and go and check it all out. I think that'd be awesome if she does. I'd love to go there myself because those gift fairs are brilliant ways of finding giftable products. Gifting niche on Amazon is huge. It's huge. You've got Father's Day coming up in the USA, in the UK. You've got Christmas, you've got Valentine's, you've got birthdays happening all the time. The gifting niche is massive and you can make a lot of money in it. So if you see that come up and you're in Melbourne, get yourself off to the Reed Gift Fair. It's at the end of July, beginning of August. It will be brilliant. It will be brilliant. So that's trade shows. Any questions about trade shows while I have a little slurp of my water? Let's see if we can kind of make this interactive as well. Here on behalf of my dad to learn some more stuff. Oh, well done. That's cool. Hello, Ahmed. How are you? Hope you are well. No questions about trade shows? Again, I want to re-emphasize that as a beginner, you will feel reticent to go to a trade show. You'll feel like, shit, I don't know what I'm talking about. I don't know I don't know the questions to ask and all that kind of stuff. And I totally get that, all right? I totally get that. I want to encourage you, however, to overcome that. And so here's a really great strategy to overcome that feeling of not knowing what you talk about, right? So what you do is go to Alibaba and look for a company, a trading company specifically that sells the product. How do you find a trading company on Alibaba? It's actually pretty easy. All you need to do, I'm going to so get myself into trouble for this. All you need to do is search for the thing that you're wanting to sell. So if it is a leather dog leash like that, okay, search the thing you want to sell and keep that products as products rather than suppliers. If you do those two things, then you will find all the trading companies you can need. Because they'll be trading companies, all right? And then what you do is call them and ask them heaps of dumb questions about your product category. How is it made? What's the lever used? What can you change? What can't you? Because you will not use a trading company, but everybody at the trading company will speak English. They will be knowledgeable about the thing, and you don't have to give a shit because you're not actually going to use them. Okay, so you kind of just use them to get some skills and ask all those dumb questions. So when you go to the trade share, you'll already know what to ask and you'll already have some of the lingo. Okay, that's how I use it. All right. Murray says there's a trade show for everything, including gluten-free. Maria, any approach you suggest when they only want to wholesale, not private label? If they only want to wholesale, great. Wholesale it. Why not? Wholesale it. That's what I do. I wholesale and I private label. Jenny potentially can log into some of them and attend virtually and talk with the exhibitors that way. That's a good idea, Jenny. Thank you for that. That video was taken from my regular Monday night Q&A session where I answer members of the Aussie online entrepreneurs questions all about building their Amazon business. We've got over 2,500 members right here in Australia with sales of over $50 million. If you'd like to find out more about joining us, helping you build your Amazon business, check us out at www.aussieonlineentrepreneurs.com.au. See you next time. Bye.